Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Patrick here, and before we get into today's video, I wanted to let you all know about my Twitter. So it is at The Smith Plays, and there is a link down in the description. You can go click on and head over to Twitter and follow me up. Now, if you want to follow me for updates, you can interact with me. I always tweet back to people who tweet to me, and really just a general update of what's going on in my life. You can go over there, and it's got all that. So at The Smith Plays, link down in the description, follow me up. Now let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so today I'm bringing you a different sort of video, and it's kind of more of an ideas, kind of conceptual video, but I think it's going to be really interesting for you. So I had a viewer on one of my videos post the question, what if the PPSH had Double Tap 2.0? Now, for those of you who don't know, the PPSH is a gun exclusive to the World at War maps Verrückt, Shi No Numa, and Der Riese. It can only be found in the box on those three maps, is not in Black Ops 1 remakes, and it is not in Black Ops 2. So it is a very exclusive gun and is often considered to be the greatest weapon of all time. Now, that's not including wonder weapons, but when people look at actual guns, PPSH is always in the discussion, and what's even more unique about this weapon is the fact that it is not affected by Double Tap 2. There's a lot of great guns in Black Ops 2 that are always like in the discussion, like the AN-94, but those guns have the benefit of having Double Tap 2, which doubles its damage. The PPSH is always in the list of top guns by many Zombies players, and that is without Double Tap 2.0. So the question that people always pose is, what if the PPSH had Double Tap 2.0? Now, before we get into this video really deeply, we have to look at the basic stats of the PPSH, the non-upgraded version. So the PPSH does 100 damage to the chest and to the abdomen. So nothing crazy. The Thompson, I believe, does 150, nothing too over the top. It has a 4 times headshot multiplier, which is pretty good, but again, not too crazy. The thing that makes the PPSH really amazing, really stand out over all other guns in Call of Duty Zombies is, number one, it has a huge clip of 71 bullets and I think 350 reserve ammo, and it also has a rate of fire of 1,250 bullets per minute. Freaking ridiculously fast. I believe it is the fastest shooting gun, but maybe behind the meat grinder from Black Ops 2. It's absolutely ridiculous how fast this thing shoots. Now, when you pack a punch it, the damage goes up to 150, and the headshot multiplier actually stays the same at 4. So per shot, you can do up to 600 damage. If you get all headshot multipliers, every single bullet in the gun will do 600 damage. And the rate of fire goes up to a whopping 1,578 rounds per minute. Ridiculous. Crazy fast gun. Max ammo goes up to 700. The clip goes up to 115. So very high amount of ammo. It's a great gun. We all know and love it. When you get Double Tap 1 on it, and it really doesn't help it that much, but it is pretty crazy, the rate of fire on the Reaper, the upgraded version, goes up to 2,100. So just ridiculous rate of fire. So with all that information now, I kind of want to give a sort of comparison to other guns. So we know that the Reaper can do 600 points of damage per shot if every shot is a headshot. In comparison, the ray gun can do 1,000 to 1,500 points of damage depending on if it's splash damage or not. The Python does 1,000 per shot. The upgraded Panzerschreck does 1,000. The non-upgraded L96A1 does 500 or 750 if it's to the chest. So that kind of gives you a comparison of how good the PPSH upgraded is. Headshot, it's basically half the damage of what the ray gun is, except, I mean, it shoots ridiculously fast. So you kind of start to see why the PPSH is so good. Now, I'm kind of going to get into a little bit more confusing stuff now, and basically what we're going to be talking about is the maximum damage output of weapons. So what that is it is essentially a calculation to determine how much damage a gun can output in a minute. It's very good for calculating how good the weapon is. Kind of takes into consideration the damage it does times the rate of fire. There's a couple assumptions you have to make first off though. Number one is that you never run out of ammo, so it's 60 minutes of straight shooting, or sorry, 60 seconds of straight shooting. The other one is you never reload, and last but not least is all shots will hit on target. So looking at the maximum damage output for the normal Reaper, it does 236,000 points of damage. So pretty freaking good. In comparison, the Pack-a-Punch ray gun does around 350,000 points of damage per minute. So that'll give you kind of general idea. You know how good the Reaper is, you know how good the ray gun is. The ray gun normal can do more than the Reaper. Now, if you are getting headshots with the Reaper, however, It'll take that number up to 946,000. So at this point, it's not really conceptual. I'm sure you can imagine how good the Reaper is just getting headshots, sitting on the catwalk, line driving it, versus the ray gun, right? You can kind of imagine that. Now, let's look at this with Double Tap 1. Pack-a-Punch ray gun with Double Tap 1 does 482,000 points of damage. The Reaper with Double Tap 1 brings its rate of fire from 1500 up to 2100, making it do 1.25 million points of damage per minute. Almost 3 times more than what the ray gun can do. Now, here's where we're going to answer the question, guys. I know you've been waiting a while. What is the PPSH like with Double Tap 2? Well, assuming that it's the Reaper, and that it does all headshots, and that you can actually get Double Tap 2 on it, it will do 2.5 million points of damage per minute. In comparison, Pack-a-Punch ray gun with Double Tap 1, that's all we really know about it. That's all it can do that we've ever seen. So you know what the ray gun's like, right? That does about 500,000. If you were to give the Reaper Double Tap 2 and assume all shots are on head, it would do 5 times the damage of the Pack-a-Punch ray gun. Holy shit. Now, I'm not going to leave it with that. I'm going to give you guys a couple more examples just to kind of give you an idea of how powerful this was. So remember we said the Reaper was capable of doing 600 points of damage per bullet. Now, if you were to give it Double Tap 2, right, it would be 1,200 points of damage, like I said, per round. Crazy. Compare this to the Python, which does 1,000 shots, or 1,000 damage per shot. So imagine basically the PPSH upgraded with Double Tap 2 is like a constant stream of Python bullets going out towards the zombies. It is also the equivalent of a constant stream of upgraded L96-6A1 bullets going out. You know the sniper? It is more powerful than that going out every single bullet. 115 shots in its clip. The PPSH with Double Tap 2 is more powerful per bullet than that. It is almost the equivalent. It is actually better than a shot from the upgraded Panzerschreck. Panzerschreck does 1,000 damage per shot. You know that giant rocket? PPSH does more than that, except it has 800 of those. So it's basically like 800 rockets going out towards the zombies. Holy ballsack. So there is your answer. There is your question answered, guys. What would the PPSH2 be like with Double Tap 2.0? Well, people already call it the best gun in the game. If you were to give it Double Tap 2.0, it would be 5 times more powerful than the ray gun. It would be essentially the same as a really an automatic Python. I can't even begin to describe how ridiculous that would be. It would be, you could make it to round 40, honestly. You could make it to about round 40 easily camping with that thing. So that should hopefully answer your question, guys. What would the PPSH be like with Double Tap 2.0? I know that was a different video, but I thought it would be very, very interesting just to kind of think about it in that sort of way. Again, it's 5 times more powerful than the Pack-a-Punch ray gun with Double Tap. So yeah, PPSH is awesome. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That took a lot of work to get all the numbers, so if you could leave a like, help me out. Really interesting video. If you want me to do more stuff like this, let me know. I know numbers can be boring, but when you put it like that, it's just so crazy. So thanks for watching, guys, and like the video, help me out. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.